Hi, guys. My name is David. I'm a certified recovery coach, and I'm also in university for addictions counseling. And if you're interested in any coaching sessions, then just look below in the details to see how you can contact me. Um, Very important topic today, and that's tips and strategies for opiate withdrawal. Um, when you see me in these videos, if you see me going back and forth a lot and having issues, it's because I have a lot of pain. Um, and that will come into to what I'm saying, to what I'm going to explain. I did a video, and it's on another channel, but it was an in-depth, you could call it almost a book of strategies to get through an actual withdrawal. And I'm not talking about medical information. I'm talking about strategies and goals, things to try to look forward to get through an opiate withdrawal. And I hope somehow you have assistance through through methadone or Suboxone. But obviously, there are cases when you could be prescribed. You could be prescribed by your doctor, say oxycodone, and you're not warned about, you're taking it after a surgery or something like that. And when you go to stop it, you find out that you're in withdrawal, or you build tolerance quick, and then something to that effect. And I have my past due to pain, so I do suffer with very serious pain. So I'm quite uncomfortable sitting in a camera shot, anyways. But my case is really, I don't know, I would say it's rare. And what happened to me that caused me to understand the inner depths of a pure withdrawal state. And it's very tough for other people to understand this, but it's true. I got pain back in 2004. That's when my pain began. I have several pain disorders, multiple intractable pain disorders. And one of those pain disorders is in my abdomen. And I was taking opiates because there's nothing else to control my pain. There's just simply nothing else, or my life would not be good. And that was way back in, let's say, starting in 2004. In 2007 and after that, an abdominal condition was causing my opiates to fail. What would happen is it was from surgery. My surgery screwed up my ability to achieve proper analgesic effect, and I was developing something called hyperalgesia, which means I needed more and more of it to feel something. And what I didn't understand at that time, what I do now, is how to potentiate your medication, but I cannot. That's not my scope with you. If you're an opiate addict and you're trying to get through, a pure withdrawal state, I can help you. My story matches any level of addiction to opiates. So, because it kept failing on me, what I had to do, and it's as crazy as it sounds, it was my only solution, because the severity of my pains respond to nothing but an opiate. And so I was faced with a dilemma. What do I do? What I'm going to explain, went on for at least 6 years. For about 2 weeks, the opiate would give me sufficient enough painkilling. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, it would completely fail. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to taper this down? Because if I just keep tapering down, I'm going to end up in a lot of pain. Wouldn't it be better for me just to withdraw from it, go through that whole withdrawal process, and then reinstate it? These are not ideas I'm giving you. This is what I went through. And as crazy as it sounds, it was the only thing available to me. Nobody could help me. I went to all the appointments that I could. So I was stuck with a very unique situation. Now, this is when I lived in my parents' house. My dad saved the garage door panels because I would go out there and smoke a cigarette, and I would write stuff on the garage. I spent many years in withdrawal, probably 5 years in a pure state of withdrawal of opiates alone. I know what suffering is, and I can help you. So there was a cycle, and there was nothing to do about it, and the reason was because I didn't know what was wrong with my abdomen. I do now, and I'm able to make things more successful in my life despite this abdominal pain. But there were things that I learned. There were many things that I learned, and that was endurance, for one. You don't ever want to be stuck in a situation like this, and this is why I'm here to help you. So what did I do? This is what this video is about. What did I do to... Sorry, my rabbit's going nuts. I was tearing up cardboard. You're gonna have to pardon me. There were many strategies that I had to employ, and things that I learned, because I didn't really know what to do at first, and I chose to get it over quickly. So I was stuck in a horrible withdrawal state. I could... In my other video, I went in depth, and really in depth, and people were using it in other countries. What I put on video. What do you do? How do you get through it? Are there things that you can employ to make the time pass by? And that is where the key lies, in learning to pass the time. It's not easy, but I'll give you as many tips and tricks that I know of. Like, what do you do when you're stuck? What if you can't afford treatment? What if you can't, for some reason, get to, or you just want to do that, right? You just want to do it to quicken things up. I mean, people are stuck in withdrawal states for all kinds of reasons. Being prepared mentally, I would have to say, would be one of the biggest things. You're going to have to know what you're getting into, and I think the smartest idea is to imagine first how you're going to tolerate it. What are you going to do during that time if X happens, right? If Y happens, what are you going to do? I've always been a person of endurance, and that's just me. If you're stuck in that situation, the reality is that whatever, right? You have to use whatever tactics you can come up with to pass the time. So for me, and at that time, because of my pain, I was either couch or bed bound, because I couldn't really walk that much at the time. I would take out a piece of paper out of my drawer, and I'd have a pen, and I would literally write down. I'd be like, okay, if it was a short acting, if it was like oxycodone, I'm like, okay, it's gonna last no more than, like the acute part, it's gonna last no more than, maybe say 110, 130 hours. And so what I would do is I would mark down hours. I go all the way up to 130, and I would go through the withdrawal. I would wait as long as I could, and I would mark it down. If 2 hours passed by, I would even mark down minutes. And these were the things that were written on my garage, in my garage, that my dad saved those old panels. You know, it's just those little things that matter. I did so many other things. You know, it can be devastating to go through a full opioid withdrawal without, any support. You know, like I recommend, here's one of the most important things, I think. You're going to want to conserve your energy. You're going to want to be careful of, things that, like for me, eating bad food would only make me a lot more restless. And I smoked at the time. I no longer smoke. I haven't smoked for, I don't know, it's like 10 years or so. But, I don't dissuade people from smoking if that's what they need to do at that time, right? Whatever helps you pass the time. But I caution you that will cause a lot of restlessness if you're in that restless state, and you will be. There are a lot of levels to the restlessness, and I knew exactly, it'd be like almost precise to the point when the withdrawal would get horrific. Like they would come in waves. So the strategy that I employed that was the best was to make sure before I started it to get the best rest that I could before I did it. I'm not going to give you strategies how to reduce your opiates because that'd be medical advice. But when I did reduce mine and stuff like that, I made sure I got a proper sleep the night before, and then the next day I would do it. And due to my pain, I have a sleeping medication, so that was very important. And about the day without an opiate, like a full day without an opiate, that night my sleep would be okay, but then the second night I'd wake up in a deep withdrawal. A lot of people call that akathisia, that restlessness. I disagree, but it's the same type of feeling, and you're going to go through a lot of those different waves, but what do you do? What can you do? You got to count down those hours. I used to set up movies and TV series like Band of Brothers. I'd watch like 5 in a row, and it was pretty tough, but if I wasn't watching Band of Brothers, I would maybe be in my bed staring while everyone else was asleep looking at my window. Another good tactic is to take a lot of baths. Take a shower if you need. Heating pads, that type of thing. And obviously, the severity of your withdrawal is obviously going to be dependent upon, do you have pain underneath? Do you have a pain disorder or something like that? Or is this just addiction purposes? Also, before you get into this, I don't know whether you find yourself in it like without wanting to be, such as your doctor giving you a prescription and it runs out, after a surgery, and you find yourself right in it. There's always a phone and or text crisis line that you can talk to. In my history, I used to call into. I wasn't ashamed to call into a crisis line because I just wanted to check in. I needed someone to speak with in hard times. That can help pass time. That can really help pass time. Not only that, but it can help lift a weight off of your shoulder. Excuse me. Sitting down to dinner while I do these videos. How about a friend? How about a significant other? Husband, wife, father, mother, uncle, cousin? Can they give you a massage? Can they talk to you? Here's a big one, but you see, at the time I couldn't do this because I had a very serious pain disorder and I couldn't walk. But in a state of withdrawal, you find you're very restless, right? So if that were to happen to me today, being able to walk, I can tell you that one thing I would probably want to do is go out for a walk. Now, I understand how painful that might sound to you, but never forget the serotonin and dopamine that you can build up by exercising. I exercise every single day for an hour. Listen, guys, there are a myriad of things that can help you. You know, be careful of bright lights. Turn it down low. Turn something on. Hey, how about music? Turn on an ASMR. Do you know what ASMR is? I forget what the abbreviation is. I think it's acoustic, sensorial. But anyways, it helps stimulate and relax you. And some of them are pretty good. So whatever it takes to calm you down. And no, you're not going to feel calm. You're gonna feel anxiety, restlessness, sneezing. You're gonna pace. You're gonna feel pain in your joints. You're gonna feel it's gonna be like hyper pain. But know that this goes away. This too shall pass. If anyone needs help, if they want coaching about this, like strategies and tips and ways to get you through this, always remember there's people to call. There's always people to call. I made this particular video today because I thought it would be, to my situation anyways. I speak from experience. So you ask me how many times did I have to do this, and the answer is 112 times. I counted them all. So I understand fully what you're going through. Whether it's fentanyl, oxycodone, hydromorphone, heroin, methadone. I had to do methadone as well too. And my problem wasn't addiction with opiates, by the way. That wasn't the issue. My issue was pain. But nonetheless, I went through those things. And so, listen, guys, I hope that helps. I probably will make a very detailed video. See, I'm just sitting here, and I probably should label them and read them off of paper because I can read and expand upon what I'm saying a lot more to help you. There are many things you can do. So I'll leave the details in the description box. I'll leave my email if you want to reach out to me, and you can do it by phone or Zoom if you like, whichever one you like. And anyways, so the details are down there. I'm willing to help.